Russia's wider war in Ukraine is a drone war, the side that can deploy more and better unmanned aerial vehicles for surveillance, strike, minelaying, and even resupply has a clear advantage, even if it's outnumbered or outgunned in other ways. Which is why both Russia and Ukraine are ramping up production of drones and anti-drone radio jammers, and why the inferior quality of Russia's drones and jammers is such a big deal. In theory, Russia with its bigger economy and defense industry should be able to outproduce Ukraine, but in practice, the quality of Russia's drones and jammers is so low that it's having a measurable effect along the 700-mile front line. Russia and Ukraine both produce more than 100,000 of the most important first-person view drones every month. These tiny, inexpensive drones, each weighing just a few pounds and costing around $500, can haul nearly their own weight in explosives out to a distance of several miles. A drone, all while under the control of operators wearing virtual reality headsets, seeing what the drones see with their forward-looking cameras. An FPV strike can maim or kill an exposed infantryman or damage, even destroy an armored vehicle. When Ukrainian brigades were starving for artillery ammunition this spring, the direct result of pro-Russia Republican lawmakers in the US Congress blocking further aid to Ukraine between October and April, made in Ukraine FPV drones helped to fill the firepower gap and forestall major Russian gains. According to analysts who tally battlefield losses in Ukraine, Ukrainian FPV strikes outnumber verified Russian strikes at least 3-to-1, if not 6-to-1, even though Ukrainian workshops and Russian factories produce roughly equal numbers of drones. The build quality is the likeliest reason. In Ukraine, FPV drones come from two major sources: centralized domestic or foreign production paid for with government funds, as well as the collective effort of many small Ukrainian workshops that often get their funding from private and nonprofit donors. On the other hand, Nazar Voloshin, spokesperson for the Toretsk operational group, said on this day that Russian troops have not made any territorial gains, and there is no Russian army in the city itself. Russian troops are advancing on Toretsk in the Donetsk region. Still, the Ukrainian defense forces are repulsing them near the outskirts of the city. Nazar Voloshin, spokesperson for the Toretsk operational and strategic group of troops, told Kyiv Post in a phone interview. The situation around the city of Toretsk is such that the defense forces control the situation. As of now, the enemy has not made any territorial gains, and there is no enemy Russian army in the city, Voloshin said. According to him, active combat operations occur in this part of the front daily. Combats with the enemy are taking place on the approaches to the outskirts of the city, the spokesman said. Voloshin stated that the Russians are trying to capture the city, regardless of the loss of personnel and equipment. Voloshin also said that the Russian troops are looking for weak points in the Ukrainian defense, deploying mobilized soldiers and former prisoners in the assaults. There are also Z-Storm and V-Storm units, which are used as assault units and often to identify positions or clear the territory, Voloshin said. Russian forces conduct many so-called meat assaults by mobile fire groups. Along with these assaults, the Russians shelled the town of Toretsk with various types of weapons. Voloshin also added that the defense forces continue to firmly hold their positions, wear down Russian forces, and inflict significant losses in manpower, weapons, and military equipment on Russian troops. Our defenders continue to resolutely resist the enemy's attempts to advance deep into the territory of Ukraine, directing their efforts to disrupt the occupiers' offensive tasks. According to the spokesman, in the past day in the Toretsk sector, Ukrainian troops repelled 16 Russian attacks in the areas of Toretsk, Pivnina, Zalin, and New York settlements in the Donetsk region. The occupiers supported their assault actions on the ground with airstrikes, which the enemy aircraft inflicted on civilian infrastructure and populated areas, said Voloshin. Military political expert Dmytro Snehyryov previously said on the TV channel Freedom that the Russian army is acting purposefully in the sector of Toretsk. According to him, the capture of the city could lead to the loss of an important logistics center by the Ukrainians. As Snehyryov outlined, the activation of Russians in the Toretsk sector is not accidental. Among other things, Russian forces seek to stretch the reserves of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, AFU. Toretsk is on strategic heights, as is Chasiv Yar. This means that control over Toretsk allows the AFU to keep the Horlivka agglomeration, which is the operational rear of the Russian armed forces, under fire control, Snehyryov said. He revealed that Toretsk is also a logistics center for Ukrainian forces, and therefore advancing on it and possible occupation will give the Russians certain advantages. The possibility of a flank attack on the AFU's positions in the area of Chasiv Yar. This will also make it possible to control the logistical routes connecting the operational rear of the armed forces with the combat zone, Snehyryov said. In mid-June, several reports disclosed that Russian forces in the Donetsk region were approaching Chasiv Yar, a town perched on strategic heights. In early July, the Suspilne Donbass media outlet cited Voloshin, reporting that Russian forces began storming Chasiv Yar from the Toretsk sector with frontal attacks by small infantry groups. Voloshin later told media that Ukrainian forces had withdrawn from the Canal microdistrict in Chasiv Yar. The positions of the Ukrainian defenders were destroyed, and keeping personnel there was a threat to the lives of our soldiers, he said. While analysts from the Deep State Project reported that as of July 3rd, the Russian army had occupied the Canal neighborhood in Chasiv Yar after destroying that part of the city. According to the report, Russians staying in the ruins would only increase losses due to logistical problems, so leaving the neighborhood was a logical, though difficult, decision.